Hey guys, trapping season is just around the corner as I record this. I've never been much of a coyote trapper. I did a little bit in 2019 and I had some videos up on YouTube on that. And now that I get a little better internet connection, I decided I try to upload that as a longer form video so you can check out that 2019 coyote season. It ain't perfect. I just kind of shot a few videos here and there a few days while I was on the line, and I'm going to piece it all together. Eventually, one of these years, when I could find the time and resources to do it, I'll do some more coyote trapping, and I'll take you along, and I'll do a much better job at filming every part of the process. But I just had whatever I could find time to squeeze in and put them together. So hope you enjoy this, a little bit of coyote trapping. You'll notice that I certainly only kind of I had a lot. I still have a lot to learn with coyote trapping. I did learn quite a bit, and it's a good experience, and had some fun. But I really haven't done a whole lot of coyote trapping since then. It's just something I got to make more time for one of these days. But this year I'm going to be getting into a little more, focusing on the marten and fisher, which I typically do, and that's going to take the majority of my time. So. But until next time, guys, check it out, and I hope you enjoy the video.
Oh, it is a beautiful morning to dye traps. It's late September. Things are cooling off. It's feeling like fall, and I just got things set up. This is going to be the old school trap dyeing method. I'm doing this with my foothold traps. Seems to work pretty well, so I got a few dozen to take care of today. Just kind of started out here first sometime in mid-morning, and I'm going to start a fire. I just dug a little pit. I get a nice sandy area here. It's easy to dig. Dug a nice little pit in the ground that I can make a fire. There's the dirt that I pulled out, and it also just so happens this is great stuff to make wax dirt with. Got my bricks there to support my barrel, and we're ready to get started here. Gonna start up a little fire here, get it down to some nice coals, and then get the barrel on there, get it heated up, and get some water in there, get the dye, the logwood dye crystals going, and we will be rolling. Oh, I'm out here in the woods doing a little bit of preseason scouting. I actually located this area earlier in a few weeks ago, and the season starts in 2 weeks. So I'm just out here kind of digging out my spots and getting things ready. So this is coming in from a bigger road system. This is kind of the dead end road. It kind of breaks off into a T, so there's a road on that side, and then there's kind of behind my truck here, there's an old trail, sort of old road that goes off that way. So this is a nice little intersection spot. So I'm gonna put 2 sets in here. So I've got this one, there'll be a dirt hole set. I actually just put the backing here. It's kind of on the inside of this travel way for animals traveling between that road and this road. And I'm gonna dig a deeper hole when I come here and make my set, but I just put a little shallow hole there. I put a little bit of food scraps that we had at home, just a little bit of pre-bait, and I dug my trap bed, and here is the top of my earth anchor, the chain. You can see the loop here. So I pounded that earth anchor into the ground, got that ready to go and covered up. And so when trapping season starts, I'm going to be able to come in here. I'll dig my dirt hole a little deeper when I got more battery power for my cordless drill for the auger that I'm using. And I'll attach my trap, clean that bed out, attach my trap, put fresh dirt, dry dirt, bed the trap nice and solid, stick some bait and lure down the hole, and we'll be good to go. And for this other set here, I think I'm just going to make sort of a flat set on the other end of this intersection. And I just found a little chunk of wood here and dug out my trap bed right here. Got my chain there. Cover that up. Just a little dark piece of wood sticking out, just something visual to key in on. That, not really a major, not an attractor or anything, that not trying not to attract lynx, but just something really subtle. And I put a little bit of sort of a paste bait on top of there just to get their attention. Squirted a little fox urine on it. So we'll see if something comes by and investigates this between now and when I set it up. But I'll probably I'll have a nice trap bed there with dry dirt. I'll blend that in and put some, maybe a squirt of urine and some lure there when I set the trap. So that's just a couple of spots, sets at one location, and we'll be moving on, doing this for, probably a few hours here. Getting ready so that when it's time for trapping season, we don't waste a bunch of time trying to dig beds and pounding earth anchors and wear my body out on the first day. So we'll move right along. Here's another nice spot, location for coyotes. We get this road, this major dirt road that a lot of foxy coyotes are traveling along. You see quite a bit of sign here, and we get an opening where there's a gravel pit. And then you see the road continuing on up there. And in this gravel pit opening, kind of a spot where you'd expect foxes and coyotes to hang out and play and do a little hunting. See all that bunch of junk, woody debris. Good habitat to hold mice and all kinds of other little critters. And then we got two major skid trails from an old logging operation that are coming down right into this opening. So a lot of travel ways kind of coming together here. So a good opportunity, hopefully, to funnel in some animals. So kind of right out in the open here, I made this little mock set, kind of a sort of a trench slash dirt hole type set. And then I went up here to where these two skid trails come together. Got one here, actually there's three. There's one over there, there's one here, and there's one there. And kind of at the top of the hill here, I put in a little dirt hole set here. So these are just mock sets, putting just a little tiny bit of bait in them just to see if something comes in and investigates. Test out this location, and when trapping season comes, hopefully I'll be able to set it up. Alright, out here on the trap line. I'm doing these videos now because I don't think I'll have time when trapping season gets started to stop and make videos, but I'm just getting prepared here. I got a nice major travel way here, major road and intersection here. So I made a couple sets right where the intersection kind of comes together. It's a challenge here to try to kind of hide the catch from vehicles and also have it close enough to where, you know, the animals are traveling right along the road. So this area I saw a coyote sign, a fox sign, and coon. So who knows what you're gonna catch, but I'm gonna probably make two sets. So on the inside of this bend intersection here, I've got a dirt hole set there. Just kind of dug out the trap bed and tossed a little bit of bait in there just to see. Season didn't start for a couple weeks, but we're going to see if anything investigates it. And then I made a little flat set right here and a little bit of fox urine on that rock. So hopefully that will get a little bit of activity, and we'll keep on going on. This is a pretty good road system. I've seen a lot of sign further down the road, so I'm gonna make some sets here in a couple other places. About a week later, we're revisiting this site where I made a couple of preparation sets for fox and coyote, and I had this old gravel pit opening. I had a set down over there that was visited, and something dug out the bait in the dirt hole, and so that was pretty exciting to see. And then I came up to this one where I mentioned we get kind of a three-way intersection here, and I'd made a dirt hole set right in the corner. And it might be a little difficult to see, but here's the hole, and here is a set of what appears to be coyote tracks right there and right there. And interestingly, you know, setback distance, how far back from the hole you set your trap, can vary so much. But just as a general rule, I'm usually about a little less than the distance of my hand, about 6 to 7 inches back and to the center of the pan. Sometimes a little bit more. I usually don't go any closer than that. But this track is approximately 6 inches back from the edge of the hole. So it is offset just to the right a little bit. So if I would have had my trap right there, that would have caught a critter. So good news, trapping season starts tomorrow. So I'll be here tomorrow morning making a set. Well, I had to stop and take a video of this because the set almost makes itself. It's kind of amazing. So we're on a logging road here, and a fresh cut. Someone killed a moose here this week. I can smell it from here. There's drag marks through the clear cut there. So we're quite a ways off from that kill, but you could smell it, and looks like sometime last night or the night before, critter come through here and deposited his calling card, and we got a nice little bush there to put our lure on and squirt a little urine. We'll make a little flat set there, and I got a little place over here, kind of tucked back a little short little ways, and I made a dirt hole set up against that bank. So we'll have a flat set and a dirt hole set at this spot, and see how we make out. I know the critters are here. Can I catch them? I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know. Can you go wrong at this set? I just saw some coyote droppings down the road, and so I decided I was going to find a nice spot to make a set. The road widened out here. Looks pretty good, and then I saw boom on the edge of this pole that got left in the road. We got 3 sets of coyote droppings, some other older droppings here on top of the pole. So what better place to make a set, huh? I guess I'm gonna get to work and get ready, put one in, and we'll set the trap tomorrow when season opens. All right, 4:45, opening morning of trapping season. Well, I guess it's the first check day. I set traps yesterday, so we are getting going down the road. Just left the house. It was pretty mild night overnight. It didn't freeze. It got down to about 34 degrees. So good in the sense that the sets didn't freeze, but the critters probably weren't moving quite so much. It was dead calm, quiet, dark, cloudy. It was kind of a strange night weather-wise. So we'll see what happens. Excited. Haven't checked coyote traps in a long time. Alright, 4:15. We are on the road going to check traps day number 2. Nothing yesterday. We had one trap, I think a bear hit it. Nothing else. So here we go, day 2. It was cold last night, and I think the moon was out a little bit. I think the critters are moving. We're going to find out. Positive mental attitude today. Checking traps. Got about 3 hours. Get this done before work, and hopefully we'll catch something. Alright, here it is. First one of the season on a flat set. Oh, one of the beautiful things about the trap line is it forces you to get out in the woods when no one else is around early in the morning. I don't normally get up at 4 o'clock, but this is you know, it's a good opportunity to get out in the woods and see some pretty beautiful stuff. So there is a incredible sunrise that's going to happen here probably in the next 10 minutes. Kind of excited to see it. I've been anticipating it for a little while. Just on a stretch here, I've been checking the trap line for about 2.5 hours. I'm getting toward the end, and I had a stretch of road where I don't have any trap set. There's not a lot of sign in here, so I skipped over it. I got 9 more traps to check. I have caught 1 coyote this morning, so that was pretty exciting. But I've had, it's been pretty quiet since then. Actually had 2 opportunities for coyotes in 2 sets, and I was kind of disappointed. I didn't make either of those catches. So we had a big rain, a couple inches yesterday. It cleared out last night, and critters are probably moving around after the rain. So I could see, you know, a good opportunity to see tracks and stuff. And I had one location where a coyote walked right in and fresh track right at my set. It was a flat set with a rock backing, and that coyote put his paw about an inch or two off of the rock backing, and which was about an inch or two away from my trap pattern. So anyway, that, you know, I'd already caught 2 coyotes in that trap in the last 3 days. This one, you know, would have been the 3rd, but you know, you don't really know how they approach the set a lot of times. A lot of times you don't learn because you make a catch and you got a big catch circle there and you can't see what went on. So oftentimes the only time you really learn is when you miss an animal. So this miss gave me a little piece of information that I'm going to try to use and put together and making my sets moving forward. And that was interesting. That coyote, you know, instead of going kind of walking through on the side of the rock, sniffing at the scent and depositing, making a little urine deposit there on the rock, that coyote actually went straight directly into the rock, facing right at it. It stepped right over my loose jaw guide, which was dropping, and it stuck its paw there, probably sniffed at the rock and backed out and moved on. So I switched it up just a little bit with subtle guiding. I didn't want to overdo it. Sometimes you can overdo it and they won't even approach a set if you got too much there that's trying to kind of force a coyote to step in one particular spot. So anyway, didn't make that catch, and I had one other set where I had a dirt hole set that, oh, there's another partridge. Seen a lot of birds. Saw 10 yesterday morning. I had a dirt hole set where I had an animal come in, fox or coyote, and actually stole the bait, and I did not make the catch. I did not set the trap off, went off to the side a little bit, so I changed things up, rebaited, and I added a little extra blocking to try and force that animal right onto the trap pan. So hopefully in a few days it'll be back and we'll have another opportunity to make that catch. But anyway, that's just part of life on the trap line, and just kind of moving on. So I got a little stretch here. I'm getting close to my next round of sets. I'm gonna get up on the top of one of these hills and the sun's gonna pop out. It's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful morning. I'm excited for that. Finish up my sets, maybe catch another coyote, and head off to work. So we'll catch you guys later on. Good morning. 4:15. Going to check traps. This is day 3. So yesterday I did catch a coyote, but just one, and I had 2 other sets that had the bait stolen, trap not set off. So haven't figured out whether that was trapper error or just the way things worked, but I worked on the blocking a little bit and made the bait a little more difficult to get. So we'll see. Hopefully they come back. But anyway, most of the sets were not touched, so probably not a lot of coyote activity around them. Today that we have a warm up, there's a southeast wind. Usually we have our dominant wind is prevailing from the northwest. So we get a southeast wind and we get some rain coming. Should be starting raining any minute. So we'll see if the coyotes got moving before the storm. Well, we're off to a good start this morning. Very first trap that I check, we get a coyote in. So we had a flat set here at a 4-way road intersection. A lot of travel here. There was lots of sign, and this is day 3, but he finally came through. Just had a rock backing there and some droppings and some urine on the rock and a little bit of scent. So that's a good start, and hopefully this keeps up. Well, this is good. I had a coyote here yesterday, And it looks like we got another one today in the same exact trap. So it's a flat set on that corner. Just did a quick remake, and we got another coyote. So that's awesome. We'll go take care of him and move on. This is the second coyote of the day. This is set number 11, and we got quite a few more to go. So should be a good day. All right, we got another coyote here. This was on a dirt hole set that was at a road intersection. Boy, it's hard to see, huh? Anyway, this is up behind this road here, and this road splits, and we're right in the center of that split, right up against the corner of the woods. And I got this guy in a dirt hole, number 3 for the morning. Still got some traps to check. I'll remake this set and move on. Well, we're at the end of the trap line for the morning. It's actually daylight because it took me so long to run the line. Usually I'm done in the dark. But this is the last trap of the day. And we had a coyote in the first trap. And then we've got a couple more there along the way. So we had 3 get to the last trap. And I just dispatched the last coyote of the day. So we'll go check it out. This is just a dead end road here and a little turnaround. I had a flat set in the turnaround. I made a video earlier. I had another flat set further back on the road where there was some droppings, and this one was a dirt hole set. So any animal traveling along this road, there's just a bank that got pushed up when they were probably doing some work on this road. And anyway, yeah, I just dug a dirt hole right in the bank, and there's a coyote. So I'm gonna take him out. He was caught in the K9 Extreme Junior. Good trap. I got one in those this morning. I got one in a number 3 Victor, and there's my pan cover over there. And I got 2 in MB550s. All really good catches. Really nice high pad catches. So this one's actually toward the corner of the trap, which is good that the trap, fired the trap. Get caught right over by the lever, and yeah, doing good so far. This is a good day. They just started raining this morning, so the coyotes were, I guess, moving before the rain. We're gonna remake this set, and hopefully we'll see how we do. It's gonna rain probably 1 or 2 inches today, and then hopefully it dies down, and maybe tomorrow morning we'll get some who moved in the night. So moving on, got to get this done, get to work. All right, well, this is a location very difficult to see in the dark. It's about 4:30, but I wanted to show you because I showed you this in an earlier video, this location where there's a 3-way intersection, and I had set a flat set and a dirt hole set. And I just come here this morning and I got a coyote over there in that dirt hole set. So I thought you might find it interesting. Looking over here, this is one of the first places I set up. So here's the flat set, and nothing, looks like nothing has touched that. But there's a nice beautiful coyote in the dirt hole. So we'll take care of him and move on to the trap line. Well, there's a miss. Thought something looked weird when I drove by this. There's a fresh coyote track pushed straight into the soft dirt there after the rain. And there's my rock backing, and there's my jaw guide dropping there, and that thing stepped. He walked right up to that rock, stuck his nose right on it, stuck his paw right there about 2 inches from getting caught in the trap. So yeah, kind of a bummer. I don't know how to have avoided that. Instead of coming in from the side like they would typically do, it looks like he came right in straight, looked at it, and his paw is about 4 inches off the edge of that rock. So the back of his paw may have caught the outside edge of where the jaw of the trap is. I don't know. So anyway, I'm gonna just kind of cover that paw print up, try to blend the set back in, and maybe add a little bit more blocking, and then we'll go from there. Maybe we'll catch him next time. Looks like a pretty good sized coyote. Alright, another nice little spot here. We get an intersection, we get a road, old road there, we get a road there. So we got coyotes can be traveling from back behind me into either of those roads. I made a dirt hole set here, and I tried to hide it from the road, so it was pretty subtle. There wasn't much there, and I blended it in pretty nicely with grass and stuff. And anyway, it looks like we had a coyote traveling through. I actually have a set just a little ways up from here, and so I'm kind of excited to see if there were more than one traveling through. But anyway, I'm gonna dispatch this guy and throw him in the truck. This is number 3 for the day, so we still got some traps to check. If I was a professional, I'd have had a coyote right here. Look at that set, how that was worked. Bait all dug out of the dirt hole. Nice big dropping right there next to the hole. And foot pad right there. Looks like he dug up, covered the set a little bit. He never fired the trap, so trap is right there. So what was our mistake? He stepped where he needed to step. We put the trap where he needed to step, but the ground was so saturated from all that rain we got that it just kind of held everything together up above the trap, and it did not fire. That is a user error. Today I have actually, this is checked set number 27, I believe, 27 or 28, and every single one of them I have set the trap off, dug out the trap bed, filled with dry dirt, and reset and covered with dry dirt because it's going to freeze tonight. But I figured yesterday I would be able to get by because it was above freezing overnight. It was supposed to be above freezing overnight, and things were starting to dry out a little bit, and I thought these would still function even with some wet dirt above the trap. Apparently it didn't function here. So that's what separates the professionals from the amateurs, I guess, is making sure those sets are working at all times, because this was a coyote that I missed, and it's there's no one to blame here but myself. So anyway, I'm gonna rebait this. Oh, there's another dropping right there. So he hung out here for quite a while, or maybe another coyote, hard to say. But I'm gonna rebait this, rebait it, reset the trap, get some nice dry dirt in here, have the set working for tonight. Maybe they'll be back. If not, I'll be here for a couple more days and try to catch them. We'll see what happens. But you never know. You always got to act like a professional and have these sets working every single day if you want to make the big catches. Well, for folks who say trapping isn't humane, that coyote was asleep when I got to the set. So of course he's trying to get away from me now. He's moving around a little bit. So look at that nice, beautiful coyote. But anyway, just so you know, he wasn't in agony, screaming and crying, and yipping and trying to get out. He was actually bedded down asleep, just waiting for me to get here. So I'm gonna go over and dispatch him and remake the set. Pretty exciting to have one today. It's been a while. A lot of traps here. I haven't caught anything, but anyway, I won't let him get stressed out too much. I'll go over and dispatch him. But just so you know, it's they're not suffering when we get to them. And this set here, this was a nice travel way, and it's just kind of an open meadow turnaround, and I figured I'd be able to get them coming from one direction or the other, and turns out it worked. Well, it looks like a coyote moved through here last night. I could see some fresh tracks. Probably come down this road, and you can see a track there, and the pan of my trap is right there. There's a track there, track there. So there's my loose jaw blocking, backing, got some scent down there. It was visited, didn't set the trap off, so that's unfortunate. Nothing's frozen or anything, but maybe just too much water and not enough weight on the pan. So it's too bad, because this is blended in really nice right now. I kind of wanted to leave it that way, but I think I'm going to set the trap off and remake it. Try to blend it in again, but have it, so it's ready to go next time they come through, and hopefully we'll catch one this time. Well, that is just bad luck. Look at those tracks. Right over the pan of the trap. just did not put enough pressure down. That's nice dry dirt. I remade that set yesterday, as you can see. There's a bunch of mud here from a catch, but that is just unbelievable. Came in, investigated, did his thing, stepped right where he needed to step, just not enough pressure. Man, I don't know. I don't know what else I could have done there. I guess I'll snap the trap off and reset it. Maybe it's wet down at the bottom of the trap bed, and the jaws are kind of sticking down a little bit. We'll see. Let's fire it off right now. Uh-oh. Yep, that's what it was. Just took too much pressure to fire that off. It's actually dry down here. I must have just had a little bit too much dirt covering that set, that MB. Took just a little bit more pressure than that Coyote exerted. Boy, close calls like that are so frustrating. All right, we'll redo it. Well, it took quite a while, but it finally did pay off. I did a YouTube video the other day about missing coyotes, and I had a few sets. One I showed where the animal walked right in, stepped around, stepped right on the trap pan one time, did not fire the trap, did not get caught, and I had a series of several days of just back and forth, stealing the bait, not getting caught, stealing the bait, not getting caught. I changed the blocking, I changed the bait, I tried to move everything around, and this spot, this is probably the fourth time, and finally we got Mr. Coyote here. So it did pay off. It's good to see, but there's a lot to be learned, I think. In some cases, I think if they keep getting around the backside of your set, or they're not stepping where you need them to, and you try blocking and blocking doesn't work, and other things don't work, maybe it's time to just add a second trap. I actually did that on an earlier set. I just added another trap to where the animal was going around the set. I added the trap to the back corner there. So we'll see how that works. But anyway, getting ready to pull the line here pretty soon, move on to marten and fisher trapping, set up some beaver lodges and stuff. But this is actually my last trap of the day, and it's pretty cool. We'll go dispatch this coyote, and we'll move on. But we got some fur to skin. That's good. He's a nice, beautiful coyote.